my people? It's your girl Adeola. So guys, have you been following the tariff news? Yes, how the Trump administration has been slamming all kinds of tariffs on different countries on goods that are entering the US. Anyways, Nigeria has been slammed with 14% tariff. US government is saying that the reason that they are slamming us with 14% tariff is because Nigeria has actually banned the importation of some goods from the US. 25 different items. I looked at some of the goods and I was like, why are we importing these goods in the first place? Beef, pork, poultry from the US. I'm like, why? Medications, okay, that's a big one. Eggs, sugar, vegetable oil, cocoa butter, spaghetti, fruit juice, beer, cement, waste pharmaceuticals, soap, detergent, mosquito repellent coils, sanitary wares of plastic, corrugated paper, paper boards, recharge cards, voucher, and so on. These are some of the things that we've been importing from the US, and so the Nigerian government has actually banned the importation of these 25 items, and so now the US is trying to slam us with this 14% tariff. By the way, I was shocked that Nigeria's Minister of Finance said, oh, it's not actually that bad, it's just 14%. Vietnam got 46%, and I'm like, really, daddy? I thought we should talk about this, you know. First of all, I think it's ridiculous, all these things that we've been importing from the US. I'm really happy that the Nigerian government banning the importation of all those things. I personally think that by now Nigeria should be able to feed itself. Let's not forget that Burkina Faso was feeding itself when they had Thomas Sankara as their president, and that was a really long time ago. How much more the giant of Africa? Why shouldn't we be able to feed ourselves? Why should we be dependent on juice coming from America? We're actually manufacturing juice in Nigeria. If it's not enough, how do we help the people that are manufacturing juice for them to make more and even African flavored juice? So I personally think that it's a great thing that Nigeria has banned the importation of those items. But more importantly, when we're talking about this tariff issue, I think that the reason why we are not able to negotiate like China or able to stand our ground is because, first of all, we missed our own time for industrialization. But it's not too late. It is not too late. We can still do a lot. And the foundation, the basis of all this thing is to first of all fix electricity. What can you produce if you don't have stable electricity? We cannot do anything. We also cannot do much if our road network is not good. You should be able to travel on express road through every state of Nigeria. It should be smooth sailing when they are taking goods from Akwa Ibom to Nasarawa. We should be able to travel without potholes. And more importantly, we have to take care of security. Not many people want to invest when they don't feel safe. A lot of companies are leaving Nigeria because of insecurity. Unfortunately, our government keeps downplaying this. The other time I talked about how much Nigerians paid in ransom. Just in 1 year alone, 2.2 trillion naira. This figure was released by the National Bureau of Statistics, by the way. That's about 1 billion American dollars, guys. That is money that could have gone into business, money that could have gone into the economy. Everything went into the hands of kidnappers. As a matter of fact, the total amount that we paid to kidnappers as ransom is about 8.2% of our national budget of 2024. And the government doesn't realize that something is wrong. The same report told us, by the way, that more than 2 million Nigerians were kidnapped within 1 year. 2.2 million Nigerians, and these were the ones that were reported, and that on average each household paid like 2.6 million naira to get their loved ones back. And it's so unfortunate that in some cases some of them never got their loved ones back even after paying the ransom. There are people who paid way more than that. So insecurity is a major problem, and all this is affecting productivity. A lot of farmers have been displaced, people that should be putting food on our table that will make it way cheaper for us to buy food. In fact, we should have way more than enough. We should be feeding other countries. Instead of us being independent though, the US is using this tariff to try to force Nigeria to start importing food one more time from the US. But the question is, for how long would we do that? When would we prepare our own food and not have to rely on other countries? Because let's not forget, forget that whoever feeds you controls you. Let me know what you guys think about that. The good thing though is that the US has announced that there will be a 90-day hold on implementation of the tariff. So we have like 3 months to get our acts together. So let me know what you guys think we can do in the next 90 days that the US is putting a hold on this tariff. Now moving on to South Sudan, guys. Guys, help us beg the US government. Trump, because at this point, not to beg you. To put this into context, guys, and to give you a short background, guys, the youngest country in the world, the country that we were all hopeful when they finally got their independence, South Sudan, is still in chaos. There is still no political stability. They are experiencing their humanitarian and human rights crisis. There is renewed violence in different parts of the country, and all this is even threatening the 2018 peace agreement that they had. And right now, people believe that South Sudan is back at the brink of another civil war. I mean, how long more do these people have to endure? And while all that is happening, guys, did you hear about the drama that is unfolding as we speak? Last Friday, the US decided to deport a South Sudanese, but when the plane got to South Sudan, the government of South Sudan discovered that this is not a South Sudanese, but a DRC, a Congolese person. How they did not catch it on the way to South Sudan is still baffling me. As in the whole flight, is it that they didn't check this person's passport or what? How did they not realize that they were deporting someone of a different country to South Sudan? Or is it that they knew and they were just like, maybe you should be able to take a taxi from South Sudan to the DRC? You know, some people don't know that Africa is a continent. They still think that it's a country. And we've been trying to educate people about that. They're yet to get it. Anyways, this person got to South Sudan. The government realizes this one is not from South Sudan. No, I beg, you need to take him back to America. We cannot take him. That was how America got upset. So they got really upset. You guys will not believe what America decided to do. So they brought the man back to America. And that was how America decided that they will now revoke the visas of all South Sudanese people. The Secretary of State, the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, was the one that announced this on Twitter. And I saw it and I was like, no, they can't do that. But guys, they have done it too. They have revoked the visas of all South Sudanese people. Let that sink in for 1 minute. As in, all the people that are here in America on visas, so long as you are not yet an American citizen and you are from South Sudan, you have South Sudanese passport, just like that, they revoked their visas. Not just that, all the people that are still in South Sudan who have gotten their visas approved, their visas have now been revoked. Just imagine, you told your loved ones that you are leaving, you are going to America, you are going to visit America, or you are going to America to study or whatever, or you are migrating to America. Everybody said bye-bye to you. You actually flew to America. You landed in America, but at immigration in America, they turned you back. And as a matter of fact, they're trying to take it a step further. They're threatening to now deport South Sudanese people since their visas have been revoked. Guys, you have no idea the kind of chaos this has caused among the South Sudanese community. In fact, majority of them had no idea what had happened. They did not know that they were deporting one person who is not even a South Sudanese. They did not know about this. They just suddenly heard that their visas are being revoked. Can you imagine the panic that people have been in since this thing happened? For you to understand this, if you are from Nigeria, just imagine right now that all the Nigerians with US visas, that all their visas are revoked. International student too, or you are visiting, or you are trying to come for medical treatment too, just like that too, all the visas are being revoked. And you know the sad thing is, they have been bullied into accepting this person. Listen to what the Secretary of State said. He said it's time for the transitional government of South Sudan to stop taking advantage of the United States. But they were not, they just said this man is not from our... Okay. And then he said that enforcing our nation's immigration law is critically important to the national security and public safety of the United States. Every country must accept the return of its citizens in a timely manner. But this person is not a citizen of South Sudan. South Sudan and the DRC is like 1,600 kilometers apart. You can't even drive from South Sudan to the DRC because it is very, very dangerous. Both countries are currently experiencing instability, high levels of armed conflict, all that on top of poor road infrastructure. Africa is not a country, it is a continent. It's like you want to deport somebody to France, but then you took them to Germany. Even though they are bordering each other, it's still two different countries. It's not the same country. So South Sudan actually has the right to say, this is not our citizen. And all that the US needed to do was say, oh, my bad, we meant to deport a South Sudanese, and they are still scheduled on deporting this South Sudanese person. It's not like the South Sudanese government is saying that they shouldn't bring the person. All the US needed to say was, oh, our mistake, oh, my bad, oh, we'll take this person back, we'll bring the right person. No, the Kukuma decided to punish all South Sudanese people. You guys will not believe it, but do you know that South Sudan has now accepted that they should bring this person, who is not even their citizen, just so that the visas of their citizens will be reinstated? Haba, this ain't right. So personally, I like to believe that at some point they will realize their mistake, or let me say they will accept. I'm pretty sure by now they have known that they were the ones at fault, but hopefully at some point they would decide to reinstate the people's visas, because this is not fair. And this is why I'm saying, help us beg Uncle Trump. Don't write any negative comment. Right now, we just need to beg them to reinstate the people's visas. So why am I talking about this? Number one, if you are from South Sudan and you are in America right now, this is not the time for you to travel. Just sit where you are. Don't be traveling right now. Don't say you want to go to another country. It doesn't matter whether you are not going to South Sudan. This is not the time to travel. Don't say you want to quickly go to Canada or you want to quickly go to Australia because you have the visas to go to those countries. They may not allow you back into the US, even though you have a legitimate US visa. Right now, your visa has been revoked. So please, sit down until all this is sorted out. If you were planning on coming to the US as a South Sudanese, please try to wait until all this is sorted out. The second thing that you can do as a South Sudanese is don't go on social media and start yapping this administration right now. Just, this is not the time. It's not worth it. You don't want them to now mark you. If you are here on visa, you are not a citizen yet. If you are here on a visa and you are from South Sudan, this is not the time for you to yap the administration. Just pray that somebody will speak to the people in power for them to reinstate all your visas. Now, the third reason why I talked about this story, which I believe is the most important reason, is the fact that, as far as I'm concerned, this is just another wake-up call for us Africans to fix our countries. Have you ever thought about what's going to happen, by the way, if the US should decide, you know what, we don't want Africans in our country anymore. If you were not born in the US, bye-bye, adios, move. Where would we go to? Whether you are here on visa, whether you are a naturalized US citizen, what options do we have? Are we going to be able to go back to our own countries, or would we start looking for another Western country to go to? It is very, very important. It is very vital for us to also get our act together. We cannot continue to blame the US if the US is not doing what we want them to do, because at the end of the day, it is their country. We also have to fix our countries. It's so unfortunate that we have amazing people, bright people, very brilliant people from Africa, but our leaders make us look like we don't know what we're doing. And we're not even asking for much, guys. We are only asking for basic amenities. Give us stable electricity, fix our roads, give us running water, and ensure security. The rest, people will figure out themselves. We don't have enough good people standing up to get into politics. I know politics is dirty, politics is dangerous in different parts of Africa, but so long as we don't want to get involved, we just have to deal with the people that will get involved, people that don't care about us. Now, if you are not from South Sudan and you're like, why should I care about this? Because if it happens to South Sudan, tomorrow it may be your country. You just never know. So you have to care about what is happening to other people. You don't wait until it happens to you. So in the meantime, we'll keep our eyes on what is happening in South Sudan. It's so unfortunate that the greed of some people is why they are where they are right now. It's just, you know, they got their independence and now suddenly everybody wants to be president, everybody wants to be in power. They started killing each other. Can you imagine? The same people that were fighting together for independence are now fighting each other for the position of leadership, to the point where they have destabilized the country and millions of people have been displaced. So that is what is happening right now in South Sudan. We'll keep you guys updated on whether or not their visas are reinstated, but I am positive that the US government will do the right thing by reinstating the visas of South Sudanese people who are here legally. These people are here legally. They They applied for the visas, they paid for the visas, they went for interview, they were interviewed before they were allowed into the country with the US visas. So hopefully their visas will be reinstated. In the last video, I talked about how you can help your loved ones in Africa get remote job in the US by letting them go through an intensive 6-week training by ALL Success Leadership Company. And the offer is still on the table. They are starting today actually, and the fee is $8.99. If you register through me, you get a $150 discount. Those who have registered through them right now are able to apply for jobs in the US and get good jobs so that they are making good money while living in Africa. So if you are interested in that, the link is on the screen. It's also in the bio. Please make sure that you call them, and you can still sign up today. Classes are starting April 10th, so you want to make sure that you do that on time. Don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to. Alright, sure, it's Mary and I'm keeping it up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, I'm gonna see you all there. Peace out.